Are you okay with people protecting their lives when they feel they're in threat, whether you think they're in a threat or not? Or do you think people should have just responsibility over other lives because Kyle put himself in that position? If a woman put herself in the position of actually having intercourse with somebody, if they shouldn't be forced to actually support that life, then where's your stance like on something like child support? Should a husband or a man actually be forced to actually do that? So these are the things where there's a lack of consistency where I don't necessarily see that. What's your
Well,
general take on it?
well, because like I said, I mean, it's the whole freedom thing. Like they want freedom to do what they want on certain issues, but they want none of the responsibility. And that's why I was talking to my friend earlier. We were talking about what I would argue are the consequences of feminism and also the sexual revolution. And I was saying how, like, there are studies saying that happiness amongst women has been declining since the 70s. Half of women over 30 are single and childless. 1 in 4 women are on antidepressants. The rise of single motherhood and all the dysfunction that comes out of children raised from single mother households. Um, it's like women complaining they can't find good men. I mean, there are issues with men at present, but that's a separate conversation. Women having more career opportunities, women making more money, but still being unhappy. It's like, I have to believe someone other than me looks at this and says something isn't right. But it's like, she basically said, like, oh, that's one point of view. But I'm like, but those are major things. And it's like, if these things continue to deteriorate, what happens to civilization? Like, you can't have low birth rates forever. You can't have, a substantial portion of the population on antidepressants forever. Like, nobody can convince me this is healthy or sustainable, you know?
Yeah. And again, with my general take, part of the reason that some of these things are mucked up is because of state involvement in marriage,
Yeah.
state involvement in childcare, state involvement in K through 12. Why are so many people unaware that there's like a 13-week window, a 13-day window where you can get pregnant, where if you have sex completely unprotected outside of those 13 days, you're not going to get pregnant. And I don't care how many, I don't care if you go and have a bukkake or just a general, like, big, huge train of 500 people, you're not going to get pregnant during that, outside of that 13 or 14-day window. It's just biologically not possible for it to happen. Like, so you don't even have to just, it's not like you have to use protection. It's not like you have to use the 16 other kinds of birth control that are not abortion. You can just have sex as much as you want outside of this window. Like, people in the bush know these things. Animals, other animals outside of humans know these things. Why do we have a population in the United States of America has gone, not like 95% of them in our series about Ivory Tower have gone through K through 12, yet you have supposedly so many people who are just not able to understand the basics of reproduction, which is like the basic thing that life exists for. Like, it's not a shock because of how crap the system is, because this is what the state does. So to me, you'd think this would be. Thank you for listening. This has been a clip from an actual longer recording that I'll try to leave a link to on the screen or somewhere around here where you're listening to this.
Princess. 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 Princess.
Peasants.
Okay. Okay.